Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, YouTube? I'm trying to get the Instagram going, but it's still not working. So we're just going to stick to YouTube and Twitter X for now. This is your boy, Rich Taylor, with my partner, co host, Aaron Yeezy Yee. This is By the Dip, episode number 12, Comic Book Market Watch, brought to you by Gemini Comic Supply. If you are flipping comics, sending them through UPS, FedEx, or anywhere that a mail carrier is involved, make sure you're using Gemini Comic Supply. Use the code Popcorn99, all one word, and you'll get 10% off your next purchase. They also have slab mailers too, and I'm making a short and a video for the slab mailers. They're incredible. Bryan Kelly, who's one of the owners of the company, I was talking to him today. He said that they're getting a good response. So Popcorn 99, you'll get 10% off. And if that code doesn't work or you wore it out, use the code SSP 99, like super short print 99. You'll get an additional 10% off. Make sure you like this live stream. It helps us in the algorithm. And you're going to want to leave a comment, which we're going to explain in a minute. It's very important. And if you can share, if you're willing, of course, share this content on your socials. Go ahead and tag us, Spec Media with 2 S's, and we'll say what's up to you on all of our socials. We'll go ahead and shout your brand out. Your secondary comic store, your comic book store, or your social on one of our many shows or socials. So, without further ado, let's bring in my co-host and my brother, Aaron Yeezy Yee. What's going on, Aaron? How you doing, brother?
Dude, all my hair fell out. I haven't been on a podcast since I cut it. So
Oh man, I saw those pictures you put on IG. You look great.
I like it. Like it was time for a change. So yeah.
Yeah. I saw that. You look so. What's that? In Zoolander, Blue Magnum, or
I
you ever
don't
seen?
remember.
You haven't seen
I've
Zoolander?
I've seen Zoolander. It's been a while.
Blue Steel. Blue Steel.
Blue
Man,
Steel.
yeah. You look very, very, very good. Very good. So,
Appreciate it.
no worries. Before we get into the show, I want to remind you guys we have a giveaway coming. There's only 4 people in the live stream right now, so maybe we'll just wait a second for more people to show up. We'll go ahead and hit the chat first, and then it's late on a Monday night. I'm not really expecting it to be a crazy show. We're still getting a ton of rewinds for how many subs we have, and we really appreciate it. Thank you guys. You guys have been awesome. Funhouse, first in the chat, holding it down with the wrench. He says it's a like button on the way in. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button on the way out. Thank you for your cooperation and enjoy the show. Thank you, Funhouse. Appreciate you, brother. And of course, he gives me the knuckles, and he's saying, I'm looking at you, and I like. And he's also holding it down with the wrench. We appreciate you. Steel Chillin says, what's up, fellas? What up, Steel Chillin? Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. You are so awesome. Let's go ahead and get into the show real quick because Aaron is on a 2-hour ahead
Well, so
time
is still
zone.
chilling. So is still chilling. I've
Is
actually met him
okay.
in Dallas. Yeah.
Good guy, huh?
Yeah, he's cool.
Cool. All right, so we'll just go ahead and we'll wait till we'll talk about the subscriber giveaway. We're going to be raffling off next Monday night. We'll talk about it towards the end of the show, right before pickups. We have some fun pickups. I have an unboxing. Aaron has an unboxing too. And I'm really excited to do the unboxing because I've been looking for this book for so long in good condition. And I found it in such a good price. You guys are going to flip. I really hope that it's a retailer I got it from too. I really hope they were spot on with the condition. So here we go. Let's get into it. Now we're going to go over last week's By the Dip list on none other than the House of Stein's original Hot 10 show. Stein was missing. It was just me, Aaron, and McClay last week. And it was a really fun show. Didn't you think so, Aaron?
Yeah, I had fun doing it.
So we're going to go over the 5 books that Aaron and I both wrote. I would give more credit on this list, this first 5 from last week, to Aaron than to me. He really came up with some really interesting picks. So let's get into it. Here is number 5. We have Batman, Harley Quinn, actually it's no number, but whatever. Number 1, One Shot, from 1999. This is the iconic first appearance of Harley Quinn in DC comic continuity. Batman Adventures 12 is a different continuity, but that is true first appearance, I guess, whatever. And this is also origin as well. What was going on with this book, Aaron? And what's it selling for now? Where was it at before?
Let's see. So the Batman Harley Quinn CGC 98 on March 1st was multiple sales of $700, was an average of fair market value average of 653. The average now for fair market value is $503. It had a recent low sell of 454, so it's down 23.1%. But yeah, I mean, I remember getting back. Yeah, I remember getting back into comics, and then the two prestige format books for Batman was either The Killing Joke or this book. They were both like kind of like around the same price, and then this one just like went off like crazy, like where it jumped. Like I think it was double the price of The Killing Joke. Both are, in my opinion, books to have in your collection if you're any sort of Batman or Harley Quinn fan,
Right.
/ Joker. But this, I mean, like you said, this iconic Alex Ross cover, it's amazing.
Yeah, a lot of non-comic people know this cover too. I was talking to a friend of mine. She's a really big Harley Quinn cosplayer and all that.
But then they
She's
recreated the scene too within the Jared Leto Harley Quinn Joker scene. Yeah, so
right.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, like Aaron was saying, multiple sales of $700 around this time last year, all through the summer of last year of 2023, with an average FMV or fair market value of $653, down 23.1%. Aaron, before we move on, if in a CGC 98, if you have the money, if you're in the market, in your opinion, do you still wait or do you make the move?
Oh, you mean if you had the opportunity to buy it at 450? I mean, that price is pretty attractive. I would like to see if it goes down any further or whatever by watching a couple more sales, right? Like if 450 is within your budget to spend on something like this, like, it might be worth the gamble. But I mean, I would watch the next two sales to see, someone starting it at $1 or whatever, and then, follow it. And if it's within your price budget to snipe it, like, go for it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, do I think it's the floor of this book? I think it's close. I would guess around like $400 is probably the floor.
Okay. So my opinion is pretty much running parallel with Aaron's opinion, but personally, at a what was it, a $455 low sale, I think right there that's bargaining power, especially if you can find a bin or BO. I'm
like
guessing,
if someone has it listed as 550 on
right, exactly.
as a buy it now, then you could just like kind of watch it, throw an offer out, and if they throw a counter, just be like, well, I'm going to counter it and say like, hey, the last gold was like 455. I feel like this price is fair or whatever.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And that gives you a little bit of leverage in that. Not saying it's always going to happen, but yeah, you're spot on with that. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't offer below that, but if I'm
Yeah.
offering the same to match it or something like that, I think that's fair for both parties. I mean, it all depends on what the seller bought in at. If they bought it at the what was it, $700?
$700.
I mean, I wouldn't sell it at.
Yeah, you're holding.
Yeah, you're gonna hold it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
holding.
I'm not saying, and then I'm not gonna say that the Lady Gaga version of Joker is going to increase the price of this book either, or or like her interpretation. I mean, I'm not worried about that film either, just because of her past with American Horror Story. I think she's going to tap into that kind of attitude well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's a good analysis. That's good analysis. Awesome Sauce Radio, Adam. Hey, man, I hope you're feeling better. I've been thinking about you, bro. He says he has a bunch of comments in the chat. He says, been listening to Taylor Swift songs the last 2 days. It's all your fault, Richie. This is actually starting to turn into something. It's probably nothing, but more people are hitting me up about that statement I made on Friday Night's House of 10 about Taylor Swift comic book title
Oh,
songs.
are
So I
we
think it's
sure
pretty
she's not
funny.
in a death metal band?
Right.
Or some sort of emo, maybe emo band?
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on to number 4. And thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. That was really good analysis, Aaron. Thank you for that. We're here. We have Static number 1. This is the direct edition, the blue cover, and this is in a CGC 9.8. What's going on, Aaron? What was it selling for, and what are we looking at now?
Let's see. From February 4th of 2023 to September of 2023 was an average fair market value of 190 with a high of $400. The now selling for an average of $125, which is down 34.2%.
Yeah, down
Okay.
34%. I don't think this was a really big surprise. This was actually one of Aaron's books. Shout out to Aaron for this. Kudos. I thought it was a really good one. I wasn't really surprised with this one because there's so many copies of this. I mean, it's a heavily produced or printed comic, but it's split up over a bunch of different covers. So I don't really know if this direct edition, this blue cover, is actually that heavily printed or not. I personally haven't seen the numbers on Comic-Con or anything like that. I haven't seen any hard data. So it's just a guesstimation. But I mean, I think that's a pretty decent drop to start making a decision, at least put it on your watch list. But in my opinion, since the writer's strike, I haven't heard anything about Static, but if you're looking to get this book, in my opinion, just put it on your watch list. I think it could go a little bit lower before I make the move. What do you think, Aaron?
I think if you already have these copies raw, like start inspecting them to see if it's worth sending in for grading. I think that's the time to kind of pounce on that. Like start scooping up raw copies and then grading them. It like if that's a play you want to make. Like I don't think it's dropped down low enough. I think it's just dropped down like enough to start watching it to see if prices start dropping.
Right.
Because I don't I think they're still like making a plan of what they're gonna do to restructure DCU. Is that what they're calling it now?
Yeah. So the last live action project was Aquaman 2 from the DC Extended Universe, aka DCEU. Now it's officially DCU. I always put in my own parentheses the new DCU because James Gunn is running it. But Aaron is pretty savvy in that aspect. Do you think this character is going to be in the new DCU?
I think they've already like hinted towards that already, so it wouldn't surprise me, especially if they want to, I guess, compete in a diverse market too, with what Marvel's trying, like which crowd they're trying to win over, which is not a bad thing to expand your audience or whatever. But
Right.
I think this is one of those characters where it's like it should be a layup for them.
Yeah, I agree. Just to be sure, there's Funhouse in the chat holding it down with the wrench. Thank you, Funhouse. He says this is the variant. This is, I believe this is from what I mean. I do when I do these lists, I'm pretty detailed. Don't get me wrong, I make a mistake here and there, not perfect, but I believe this goes by the direct edition cover. I just know that there's like 4, 5, 6 covers. I think 4 of them are orange and 2 of them are blue. So I'm just going off of what I went off. So if it doesn't sound right, I apologize. But this is Static number 1. This is the direct edition. You know it different by the blue cover and the CGC 9.8. Let's move on. All right, this is another one Aaron brought to our attention. We put it on a spotlight on Friday. I thought this was an unbelievable find and good eye by Aaron Yee. We have Star Wars Heir of the Empire #1, and specifically in a CGC 98. This has seen a massive drop. What's going on here, Aaron?
All right, from March of 2023 to September of 2023, the fair market value was $1,000.16, and is now selling for a CGC 98 recently sold for $605. So this is down 41%. This completely blew my mind. Like, I kind of knew that newsstands would drop because they were around the 2K price range. But to see like directs drop that much as well, like it kind of shocked me. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
like just because of we saw Thrawn in Ahsoka, like, people made fun of him, whatever, but it was still, people still like had that fear
It was
of
still
Thrawn.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was still a great character. That voice is familiar from the Clone Wars series, so we know we're gonna see more of Thrawn throughout whatever they're planning for Star Wars, especially with Ahsoka. So, and Grogu. So I don't see. I get why it dropped down, but I didn't expect it to drop down that much.
Yeah, I mean, like Aaron was saying, so I'll just go back over this. So CGC 90, I'm really trying hard to stay away from pandemic numbers, guys. I know we've and passed by the dip lists and or shows, full episodes like here today. Sometimes we run into 2021, 20 in the mid to end 2022. I'm really trying to find books on the dip that have actually dipped between this time last year through this time this year. Okay. So, like Aaron was saying, the average FMV fair market value of this book in CGC 98 between this time last year all the way through through the end of summer, 1016, selling now for a fair market value of $605 US. That's down 41%, like Aaron was saying. I'm looking at the chat. I see Nova J, very sharp. Everybody sharp in the chat. Don't get me wrong. Mojo Quid saying Star Wars fans are crazy. Wanted Thrawn so bad that they drove the price up, but were upset when Thrawn was actually Thrawn. That's a good point. So I, to be honest, I'm not the best Star Wars speculator. I'm probably one of the worst. But just looking at the market as much as I do, I can see this book continuously going down until we get some kind of news about live action Thrawn. What do you think?
Like as a series, or a part of a movie.
Either or. Any
Eh,
news about live action Thrawn coming back? I think that's when this book will possibly either
I,
stabilize or
I felt like they kind
start
of hint.
ascending.
Oh yeah, because they kind of left it open ended if they were gonna do anything else with the series, right? That it could just end there, or it could pick up off of something. Um, it's always hard to tell with Star
It's
Wars.
hard to tell. It's hard to
Like
tell. It's
I
hard to
mean,
tell.
that's the thing with Star Wars, right? That when you have that moment to sell it, you got to take that opportunity. Otherwise, it probably won't come back, or or the opposite happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the supply of whatever uh just completely disappears to Star Wars collectors and then never sees the light of day again.
Right. Kind of like modern SP parallels. Yeah, especially rookies.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
definitely.
what, and especially the hottest ones like Ellie or Julio or Wander or Witt Jr., whatever. They always do this, Gunnar Henderson, always do this right, right away. And it's almost like you're FOMO. And then all of a sudden it just descends and you just don't know where the base is. You start waiting, and all of a sudden that rookie starts taking off out of nowhere. And then all of a sudden you missed your chance. So I thought that was a good analysis. I think both Aaron and I agree. We do not know if this is the floor or not, but in my opinion, I think that put it on your watch list and maybe just wait on this. That's just my opinion. I don't know that much about Star Wars. That's just based on the numbers I've been seeing. But let's move on to the next book. All right, we have Daredevil 168. This is the direct edition cover. This is I guess you could. I don't want to keep using iconic, but man, I feel like every comic person has to have this book in their collection. I mean, especially with Elektra, throughout the pandemic, even up till recent, up until in the summer and to the end of the writer strike, there's news on Elektra. But in this specific situation, we're looking at a CGC 9.6. Aaron, you want to take this one, or you want me to take it?
Yeah. So for March of 2023 to October of 2023, the fair market value was $872 with a high sale of $1,197. It's now currently selling for $643 with the last sale of $564. So it's down 26.3%.
Wow. And when I saw those numbers on Friday, I couldn't believe it. I was like, well, first of all, I mean, this is kind of like what is this? Like 81. So it's like the middle towards the end of the Bronze Age, right? And in a 9.6, I didn't expect this book to ever be what was it? Almost $1,200, $1,197 as a high this time last year throughout the summer. Down 26%. I think it might be a good time to make a move on this book if you're looking for this grade. That's just my opinion. I know that I'm looking for this book in this grade, and I'm thinking about making a move. Those numbers that Aaron just mentioned, like we talked about on number 5, is going to give me leverage in negotiating a bin or BO, aka buy it now or best offer. But what's your opinion about this, Aaron?
Oh, I like it. That price is definitely attractive. I don't collect a lot of Daredevil books, but I mean something like first appearance of Elektra, like that doesn't sound like a bad move at all. Especially with like what Disney Plus is doing with all their Daredevil side characters like Echo, Kingpin.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't surprise me if we see some sort of iteration of Elektra showing up.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. We had Daredevil, I think 25. I think we had cover A and the 1 in 25. We either have one or the other, and I believe Aaron and I were mentioning that book. I mentioned that with Deadpool 3 and all this new stuff that's happening with the MCU on these reshoots, these rewrites, so on and so forth. It might be a good idea to be watching that book as well. That's Daredevil 25 from I believe it's the 2021 series with Chip Zdarsky writing, but especially the 1 in 25. That book is very affordable right now as well. That is the first appearance of Elektra as Daredevil. And then you have here the first appearance, first cover, I believe, too, of Elektra. So let's move on. Let's get going. Here is our last book. This was number 1 on the Buy the Dip list on Friday night. We have Punisher number 218. This is the Netflix John Bernthal cover. And this book I believe, was open to order. And there just isn't a ton of copies I've seen at affordable prices until recently, and specifically in the CGC 9.8. So what's happening with this, Aaron?
All right. So from March of 2023 to July of 2023, the fair market value was $600 with a high sale of $700. So it's now selling for $425, which is down 30%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised to see that much of a drop. It might be a good time to make a move on this book. I know for me, I am, but at least considering, I have a ton of them on not a ton of them, but I have multiple on my watch list right now. So you guys make your own decision. But I love this cover. Bernthal's coming back to the MCU. It was either in one, I think it was on one of the By the Dip episodes recently. We showed some leaked footage of Daredevil reboot, right? And it showed him like shooting White Tiger in the head. Do you remember that? The leaks that came out about 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago?
I don't remember that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's up, Big Remo? What's up,
What's
Big
up, Big
Remo?
Remo? How's it
And
going?
Awesome Sauce says, search Jennifer Garner movie was just god awful. Watched it the other day. I've seen porno movies better than Jennifer Garner's Electra. That's funny. You're funny, man. I also wanted to spotlight a couple other books. Now, I want you guys to know Comic-Con is not an exact, most of you guys already know. I don't really need to explain, but in case you're new here, we do cards and comics, and we focus on market and speculation, investment, like numbers here. And specifically, when investing in this book, I look at print runs. And Comicron.com, as you guys know, is an estimated orders by retailers that had diamond accounts. Okay. And those numbers have been recently debunked. I wouldn't say recently, but last year on Beyond Wednesdays, we basically started adding 5,000 more copies to the pad. And this Punisher 218, which is the first cameo appearance of the Frank Castle and the War Machine armor with the Punisher logo. It's only one. It's like a end splash page or whatever. It hasn't taken off. My opinion is this book is heavily ordered, and I think that this cover right here could be a good one, especially with Bernthal coming back. But I want to go ahead and show you guys 219, which is your first full introduction or first full appearance of Frank Castle and the War Machine armor. Here is first of all, this is 218 second print. Now, this is the lenticular Marvel Legacy cover. This is without the lenticular. It's actually like the actual base image of the lenticular, but it's without the lenticular. These are very low print. Aaron is very experienced with these. He's found a ton of them either in the wild or online. This is a really sought after book, especially in 9.8. I wanted to go ahead and give you the info on 219 though. This book right here, Comic-Con had this book around like between 20 and 20, I think 5K. So I'm guessing like 30K or below, versus Comic-Con had on 218, I believe it was above 60K. So, and remember, those are split up over like 3 or 4 different covers. There's also a 1 in 25 for 218, but 219, in my opinion, is the book. I think this one is harder to find. Cover A as well or I should say as well. Cover A is definitely tough to find in the wild and online for a good price. It is affordable. Don't get me wrong, 30, 40 bucks, maybe 50 tops, but I never find these digging. I always find them only on eBay or on retailer level, online retailer level. But this one right here, I posted it on my IG recently. Shout out to Graham Crackers Comics. Really love that store. I always suggest this to you guys when you guys are looking at the online retailers, My Comic Shop, Graham Crackers, Midtown, whatever floats your boat online, who you purchase from. If they're out of the book you're looking for, especially the back issue, make sure you're signed in and make sure you add that book to your want list. I do that all the time, and I get great deals all the time, especially into my email, and they become fabulous flips. I just picked up this one for super cheap and literally just sold it for almost 8 to 10 times the amount that I picked it up for. So, and I actually gave the guy a deal. The book was going for over $200, and I ended up selling for $175. So, just wanted to bring that out. And according to Comic-Con, there's less than 1,300 orders for this book. So I'm guessing 2,000 or under. maybe 6,000 or under. Who knows? But yeah, I just wanted to bring you guys to this attention in case you haven't seen this book. And this is Punisher 218. This is the Netflix John Bernthal cover. All right. That is the Buy the Dip list from last Friday. House of Stein, Hot 10, the original Hot 10 comic show. Make sure you guys are subbed up to the House of 10. The House of Stein, and also Beyond Wednesday's YouTube channel. They are affiliates and very close friends of ours, brothers of ours, that we appear on their shows on a regular basis. Before we get into the the actual list for this week, I want to go ahead and share with all you guys a subscriber giveaway that Aaron and I are having this time next week, March 11th, Monday, March 11th. And here we are right here in case you guys haven't seen it. So because our channel is comics and cards, we're going to give away on every single giveaway. There's always going to be a comic giveaway, and there's always going to be a sports card giveaway. Okay. That's just the way I'm going to do it. So this is going to be for next week. I want to go ahead and share this with you. I'm going to go ahead and read it up. If you haven't, it's under my homepage, and then hit the community tab. Go ahead and like it or leave a comment, feedback, constructive criticism, whatever you want. But this is the 800 subscriber giveaway that we're going to raffle off next Monday, March 11, 2024. There'll be 2 giveaways on 2 different raffles. The first giveaway is 2 gorgeous and high-grade Arthur Adams retailer incentive variants. I believe both of them are 1 in 25s. It's a comic book lot of 2. Both of them are in near mint minus or better condition. Let's go ahead and take a look at those. They're beautiful. I couldn't really get a better picture because of the sizing that iOS on my iPhone does with YouTube. It just somehow doesn't mix. So I apologize if it doesn't, but you guys probably know. I know this row cover here on the left was very popular, and of course the 1 in 25 on the right is beautiful as well. Wasn't as popular or sought after, but I wanted to bring this to your attention. Now, the second giveaway is a high-grade 2022-2023 Prism Monopoly Basketball Super Short Print Black Monopoly Parallel. It's a refractor of LeBron James. And I did a video opening these, and when I pulled this, I was so excited. I actually pulled this out of the board game, of all things. It's not numbered. Here's the back. I'm sorry about the picture. It's just kind of a shitty picture, but it is in near mint or better condition. And this is I believe it's the Power All-Star insert, and very hard to find. Yeah, very cool. One of the greatest players of all time. This will be raffled off. Both of these 2 different raffles next week. Go ahead.
Centering looks really good on the card.
Yeah, the centering does look good. You could tell right here on the right, and the right to left, left to right looks good. Top to bottom, bottom to top. Maybe bottom to top a little heavy, right? But
yeah, but I mean, even if it falls in within that 45, 55 window,
55 is still a 10.
It's still a 10. Yeah.
And we don't really get a good picture of the back here. Let me see if I can. No, can't. Let me see if I can. No,
corners look good. So
yeah, the top half. But I have 2 of these. I have one listed on my eBay store, and then I have one over here that I'm giving away to you guys. Thank you guys for getting us to 800 subscribers. We are going to have massive comic book speculation and investment, collectors, dry cleaning and pressing tutorials. We're also going to have a ton of sports cards and Marvel card content coming your way. Right now, we're just kind of messing with the shorts and trying to provide some kind of viewing pleasure for you guys. But all you have to do before we get in the list, this is it. All you have to do, guys, is just make sure you subscribe to our channel, like this video, okay, and leave a comment. I don't care what the comment is. If you're watching the rewind or after we're done or live, leave a comment. And anybody who's subscribed and leaves a comment in that section, can be anything, within reason, of course. We're going to put you in the randomizer, and it's going to be 2 different raffles. So if you miss the first one, you're going to have a second chance. So, all right.
Wait, didn't LeBron James just break a record?
Yeah, so LeBron, that's another reason why I wanted to bring the LeBron James parallel up here, because LeBron just got the 40,000 points. I believe he's the youngest player to ever do that, and I believe he broke Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record. Is that true?
Yeah, he broke that sometime last year, I want to say, right? I think it was sometime last year.
Was it last year? Okay.
Yeah, like towards the end of the season.
Hey, Wilbert, what's up, man? Wilbert's our community expert on modern Star Wars spec.
Yeah,
guy's phenomenal.
His rookie cards like skyrocketed as soon as that happened. Where it was like a ridiculous times. Like I think it was like 5 times 5X, like whatever it was before and then after. I think in
All
the
right.
PSA 10, but
So
but
we're at 832 subs, not to interrupt you, Aaron, but we're at 832 subs. When we started this show, we were at 833. So I guess somebody didn't like us and unsubbed.
dang,
It's okay because we've gotten like 40 plus subs from the shorts, and all the shorts that me and Aaron have been doing have been hits with cards. So I kind of figured that we were going to lose a few because we're doing comics, but me and Aaron are still messing around with the sports
I
card
mean,
investment show.
I can start showing sports cards throughout the show. Like we can start doing that. Like
Yeah, yeah.
just flash them
Yeah.
across the screen, like not even say anything about them.
Well, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and because we know I respect you guys. When I say that, I mean comic snobs and or card snobs. I get it. One or the other, you guys are just I get it. I
Well,
used
and
to be that way.
then I can start flashing like slabs too all
Slabs
around.
too, but the point is I want to start scheduling just comics for comics, cards for cards, so we don't mix them up. And eventually we'll probably have a show down the line where we could do something like Bryan does on Wednesdays where we just talk about everything. But I want to walk before we run, and I hope you guys enjoy what we're putting out. Hey Slack, what up, man? um the chat's going crazy right now. I'll get back to you guys. I appreciate. I won't ignore you. I love you all. I definitely care about what you guys are saying. But let's get into the list. Number 5 for By the Dip, episode number 12. This is the number 5 book on the dip that we are suggesting you might want to make a decision or at least watch on the secondary market. We are looking at Archie's Madhouse, number 22, and specifically in a CGC 3.5. Archie's Madhouse, number 22, CGC 3.5. This is from 1962. You have multiple first appearances. You have first appearance of Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, first appearance of Salem the Cat, Sabrina's familiar, and first appearance of Della, a member of the Witches Council. A CGC 3.5 this time last year, throughout the summer of last year into October of 2023, had a high sale of $600 with a fair market value average of $550. What we're looking at now, we're looking at a CGC 3.5 between around Thanksgiving of last year all the way through the end of February of this year. We have a average fair market value of $415. This key comic in CGC 3.5 is down 24.4%. What do you think about that, Aaron? And what do you think about this book?
Should be my opinion is I would pay $100 a point. $100 a point for this book. Just my personal opinion. But I mean, it's always hard for me to tell on Silver Age, right? Because of the scarcity factor. Because that like as the book keeps on aging, like there's going to be less and less out there.
Right.
Do I believe anything spec wise for Sabrina? I mean, I figured they've already done what they could, right, with the live action Netflix show, which I did enjoy watching that series, but I don't know if that had any affecting powers on what it was doing for this book.
Right. There was a couple of reasons why I put this book on there. First of all, I thought it was really cool because it's different. Nobody's talking about this book. Personally, I've always wanted this book. I would love a CGC 3.5, preferably with white pages, but I don't really care about that off-white, whatever. But this book right here, this particular book, I believe this was either the sale or it's listed right now. I don't know where I got. Maybe I got it from my comic shop. I don't know. But if it presents this well on a 3.5, I'm thinking about making a move on this book. I don't know what's going on with Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but I really like the recent comics, and I think this is definitely a PC book for me personally. Something I probably wouldn't want to flip. I probably would want to keep this book in my personal collection, unless there was, like Aaron was saying, there was a change and there was some spec actually came out of nowhere and it actually started bumping up, and I could actually flip it to get a higher grade. Does that seem logical to you, Aaron?
Yeah, I could see it play out that way. Like maybe if it does like a movie or something like that. But I mean, I feel like it's like one of those properties that they'll come back. It'll come back in another cycle, right? Like 5 or 10 years or something like that, where they talk about like relaunching a series or making a movie or anything like that.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I think that's a good call. It's a good call. All right, let's move on to number 4. All right, we're looking at Rick and Morty number 1 from the volume 1 from the 2015 series. This is the 1 in 50 retailer incentive in a CGC 98. Your first appearance of Rick and Morty in US Comics. Just so you guys know, the reason why I put that is that they actually appear in a mini comic that included in the DVD mini set. So I don't know if we're going to count that as a first appearance or not, since it's a promo comic. But I think a lot of platforms do consider that a first appearance. I didn't want to disrespect that in any way. So I just want, and plus it's not even on the label, but there's just not a lot of these books. There's just a low print run book. For a number 1 issue, especially. So our numbers here, we're looking at around this time, let's say February of last year, throughout the beginning of summer of last year, a CGC 98 fair market value was $3,175 for this book. Now, for this one beautiful 1 in 50 first appearance of Rick and Morty in US Comics CGC 98 1 in 50 retailer incentive from around Christmas time of last year throughout this month of this year, CGC 98 fair market value down to $2,483. Current average fair market value down at or around 22%. What do you think, Aaron? And are you making the move on this book?
Apparently, I need to be following Ronnie, collecting direct, because he's selling one on Whatnot. So so I might make a move on that copy.
When is your Whatnot show, Ronnie? Ronnie, if you want to jump on the show, you can. We have room. I'll send you a link. But Ronnie
yeah, I
says
mean, yeah.
he
So
thinks it's going to sell under 1,500 at the Whatnot show. But go ahead, Aaron. Sorry.
yeah, I mean, is it raw or is it graded? Okay, but anyways, I like this book. Justin Rowland was proven innocent, and I guess and all that stuff, or all those allegations.
What were the allegations? I didn't hear anything. I don't know that much about it.
So he's no longer co-writer for Rick and Morty, the TV show anymore because of cancel culture, and he was accused of, I think, grooming and something else that was like creepy or whatever. But I mean, I don't know the exact circumstance, but it got settled out of court and everything. But he's still, like, in the long run, he still like lost everything, right? Yeah. He's no longer the writer for Solar Opposites. He's no longer voicing for Rick and Morty. He's no longer co-writing. So like he basically lost his career or whatever. And I don't think he's any longer like associated with the comics. I think that just whoever is writing it now, or the series had pretty much ended before all that stuff happened anyways. And they just do kind of like mini series now in comics. But all in all, I do like this book. Like Rick and Morty will still like ingrain a time period within my life, and then I still enjoy watching the show overall.
I love Rick and Morty comics. I've been collecting them since I got back into comics in 2016. Wilbur's saying that's a big book to come out the gate with on Whatnot, and I have to agree with them, man. You are. I hope you. Honestly, I would probably either set. I mean, I don't know. You do what you want, Ronnie. You're more experienced than me with selling, but I would set the minimum bid as high as possible, and or set as a buy it now. So
I mean, I have no idea what his shows are like either. Like, do you get 100 viewers every every time you go live? Like, if so, like it makes sense, right? But if you only get like 10 viewers, I'm not sure if I would put up like this book in a whatnot stream. I would just throw it on eBay for more eyes to see it.
Yeah, Wilbur says he agrees with me, and Aaron obviously is running parallel as well. So I
If
think
not, I don't mind sniping it either, you know, personally. But the max I'm paying is 750.
right. And Aaron, he threw in and Aaron. Thank you very much. Ronnie says he's just starting it next week. So I sent you a link, Ronnie. I sent it in your text. So if you want to jump on, just hit the link and set up your cam and your mic, and I'll let you in. Edwin, what up, man? Edwin, man, another one of our hot 10 locals. Edwin Aguilar, old school comic book collecting community and speculator investor as well. He says, and I'm thank you for Edwin. I'm happy to see you. Thank you so much. He says, shh, let him run it with 10 people. Lol. Oh man. No, honestly,
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Aaron.
Would you snipe it though? Would you try to snipe? I mean, would you be one of the 10 people? I don't
Honestly,
know.
I'll be honest with you. If it was you or Bryan or Ronnie, and I ended up sniping it for like way below, I would probably hit him up and say, "Hey, man,
Just cancel this.
It's all good. You can cancel it." Honestly, I would.
Well,
if it was,
you would need to send in the cancel request.
Yeah. I would
tell us
totally do that. I'm totally like that. But if it was a huge vendor or something like that, and I know that they could afford something like that, then yes. And speak of the devil, here we go. We have Ronnie Collecting Direct, the CEO. What's up, Ronnie? How you doing, bud?
Hey guys, it's the first time I've ever been on YouTube like this, so I can't see what's going on.
Welcome to YouTube.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've just got approved for Whatnot, so was just going to do it next week. I had no idea what to expect. I was actually going to try to hit up you and Yi and try to figure out, should I put good books on, bad books on, or just give everything away?
I've had some great. When I was doing Whatnot, I had a different way of doing. I did off the cuff stackers. So basically, every book that I would have to sell, like that was in my lineup, I would put 5 to 10 books that were either tied to that book, or I would kind of like fit that genre, and then I keep that auction going and stack them, right? So the bids would go up.
I'm going to show you a little picture here. I'm going to turn around the phone because I'm on my phone. This is all the stuff I got for Whatnot that I just brought from storage. So hopefully you can see all this mess. Cards, comics. There's about 30,000 comics in this room.
Nice. Well, so depending on how long you plan to go on, like I would say pull like a short box, right? Pull a short box worth of comics. I personally like to take my time and list out each book so people know what to expect to see what's going to come up on your show. There's other people that, just pull from that box and say, this is comic 1 through 100 or whatever. And then, they just keep on pulling.
That's where my challenges are, Yi, because I don't know how much information. I mean, I'm going through the demo setup, just trying to do it as soon as I can. It's a daunting task.
Right. So, I mean, like what people don't realize when you're doing a Whatnot show is like I say it takes an hour or 2 of prep time to actually like an hour of actually listening to books, an hour of pulling books, however long you run your show for, and then an hour or 2 of of packing your books.
Yeah, that's the free gift.
Let me see if I can bring that up. Give me a second. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Just on my.
Okay, so what is that, Ronnie?
This is Patrick Mahomes 2023 Panini Gem Mint 10, and to match that is Travis Kelce.
Oh wow! Nice. Awesome.
So those are going to be. That's going to be my first gift, both of them. I'll have to, I don't even know how you run a gift yet. So it's just an experience. I really started it thinking about cards and then decided, hey, I might as well throw some books up there.
All right.
Yeah. Well, also, here are my other tips. Advertise on Instagram 3 days before your actual live show.
Oh,
And then,
really?
yeah, just because of the way the algorithm works of like how people see your posts. Like what I
Okay.
noticed, what I started noticing was like if I advertised my whatnot videos too late, people would see it like a day after my sale.
Okay.
So that's why I say like 2 to 3 days before your actual sale, advertise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys,
So
you're the experts on this stuff. I've never done an auction. Don't even have a clue what to do.
hey, let
Also,
me hit the
yeah.
chat, guys. Give me 1 second. Give me one
Yeah,
second.
go.
Okay, so this is pretty funny. So Wilbert says I'm Bradley Coopering it all day, American Sniper. Awesome sauce, Adam. And once again, Adam, thank you for joining us tonight. I know you're not feeling well, and like I said, you're in my blessings and my thoughts. He says, is there also Justin Roiland sketch editions for the number one? Jersey to Bay saying, what's up, Ronnie? Barbarian Kung Fu, thank you for joining the chat. I know you've been a subscriber for a while, but I've never really seen you in the chat. Thank you so much. I watch your channel all the time. I believe you had something going on today. Unfortunately, I couldn't get to it because I was putting the content together, but thank you for joining. He says, I suggest you keep your expectations low. Takes time to build up an audience. And then Wilbur goes on and says, you just have to have the viewers. If you don't have the crowd, you can get your head handed to you. And I 100% agree. And Aaron knows what he's talking about as well. And I hate to see that happen. Totally agree. Totally.
It's not
on right now, guys, and for some reason the screen is just not showing me anything. Oh, there we go. All right, I'm back.
Yeah. Yeah, that does happen a lot of times. It like
I may not.
It's like whatnot's not like what it used to be like when we first started, where you could just literally put up anything starting at $1 and we go for something crazy.
Yeah, it used
which
to
is
be.
good.
It used, yeah,
Yeah,
Wild West. It used to be Wild West.
I mean, because it was so funny. Like whenever we saw people like that were first on whatnot selling comics, just putting up anything, just being like, oh, Spider-Man's in this book, and then people would bid it up to like $20 or whatever for no reason, when it was like a dollar like fodder book
in this
from
book
the night.
YouTube channel. Somebody a year and a half ago was having some type of contest. I think Discovery Bay or something like that. And
JB, shout out to JB. Is your tag name Ronnie and Rascal Collectibles, Edwin?
I think so on Whatnot. I do believe so.
And Johnny Boy's comic says, post, it's a must. Ronnie secondhand helps.
Okay. Yeah. I was actually going to try to bribe Yee or somebody to come on and help me the first time, or at least get some guidance, because I don't have a clue what I'm doing. So
yeah.
All right. Let's move on, guys. We've been talking about this for a little bit longer. Yeah. Ronnie, can you stay with us?
Oh, absolutely. I'm here.
All right. So we're gonna finish the list, and then we're gonna do. Aaron's got an unboxing and some pickups. I got an unboxing and some pickups that I want to share with everybody. And if you have anything, Ronnie, we could do it towards the end. So let's get through the list. At number 3 on By the Dip, episode number 12. Ghost Rider number 1. This is from the 1973 series, the volume 1, the first solo ongoing series of Ghost Rider, and your first Damon Hellstrom. Of course, it's a cameo appearance. This time last year, throughout the summer of last year, I think I saw it was like maybe a week after Labor Day of 2023. CGC 9.4 I'm looking at. Fair market value was $1,754 with a high sale of $2,000. Now for this beautiful 9.4 Ghost Rider 1, we're looking at the end of summer. So I think it was closer towards like the 30th. I think I saw the sale on 20 in I'm sorry, I apologize. It's the wrong dates. It's supposed to say 923 throughout March of 2024. My bad. I told you I messed things up. But throughout the end of September of last year, throughout this month, a CGC 9.4 fair market value is down to $1,443 with a low sale. I remember, I couldn't believe this, of $1,318. That's down an average at or about 18%. What do you guys think about this? Are you making the move now, or do you think this is going to drop down lower?
What a shame to see classic books like this down like that. Something's going wrong in the hobby. I never thought I'd see a Ghost Rider #1 like drop. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
such a classic book, and a 9.4 is a darn good grade. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm buying if I can find it.
Yeah, especially that all black cover is definitely tough to get in
Tough.
high grade. Like,
Yeah, I've
I would
owned
say
multiple
anything.
copies, and I've never got close to anything 9.4. Sorry,
Yeah,
Rick, go ahead.
yeah, anything a 9.0 or better, I think like you can't go wrong, right?
I think
Because
eight. I think a 5 or better. A
I
5 or
think
better.
A5. Well, see, A5, I would CPR. I would try a CPR on an A5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And just to let you guys know that it's supposed to say 9 of 2023 throughout March of 2024. Just so you guys know, my bad. I did this at like 4 in the morning. My dog's sick, and I was literally cross-eyed by I got to #1. So yeah. So I think this is actually a decent buy. I don't think 18% is a very big dip. I see this dipping actually a little bit more, but I don't want to suggest buying or whatnot or making a move, because I've been seeing a lot of fan concept art for live action MCU, and some rumors swirling after the writer strike about Ghost Rider and Kevin Feige. I can't recall right now the actual articles, but there was some stuff on the direct.com, cosmiccircus.com. I believe even Charles Murphy had something going on there. But yeah, I mean, I can see this thing leaking a little bit lower, but I completely could be wrong. I think 18% is the biggest dip. Maybe just put it on your watch list and continue to hopefully see it fall and then make your decision. All right, let's get to number 2. We got 2 more books on Buy the Dip, episode number 12. Number 2, Strange Tales 126. This is from volume 1. This is a beautiful, I believe it's a Steve Ditko cover, right? Is it? I'm pretty sure it's a Steve Ditko cover.
I can look it up.
It's I think maybe it's Ditko and what I want to say Ramita Sr., but I know Ditko has to be on this. But yeah, you got multiple first appearances, and one of the characters is supposedly played by Charlize Theron, supposed to be still coming to the MCU. Showed up in the recent Doctor Strange 2 movie. But we're looking at here this specific grade. Nice presentation of a CGC 5.5 for Strange Tales number 126 from 1964, Volume 1, first appearance of Dormammu, one of the supernatural supervillains in comics and the MCU, and the first appearance of Clea, love interest of Dr. Stephen Strange in the comics. I don't know what's going to happen in live action, but this time last year, all the way through October 2023, CGC 5.5 fair market value was $187 with a high sale of $320 for this 5.5 grade. Now we're looking at March of 2024, CGC 5.5 fair market value now $114, down an average fair market value at or about 39%. What do you guys think about this drop, this book, and are you guys making the move now?
So real quick, it's a Jack Kirby in Chic Stone. Is it Chic Stone? Is that right? CHIC. Is that how you pronounce that name?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and then the art on the interiors is done by Ditko.
Right.
So yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. So what do you guys think about this? And are you making the move on this book in this grade if you could afford, or if you're thinking about getting this grade?
It's a good price. I don't know. Personally,
I think 114 for 5.5. it presents something like this, I think I'm making the move on this book. That's just me personally. I think the equity build is there. I'm not going to wait around for another $14 drop to $100. You know what I mean? Especially when we had a high sale just a year ago outside of pandemic prices, pandemic boom of over $300. That's my
Look,
way of building up to get a higher grade in this book. I'm making the move now in this book.
I think
it's probably not a book that you don't start it at $1, right? You don't
Right.
start it at $1 on eBay. You just kind of like list it as a buy it now for whatever the average price is.
Yeah, I'd buy it, send it to Hood, let him press it and send it on.
Well, what's the rule usually for Silver Age? Anything over a 6.0 is usually considered like what, high grade in most collectors' eyes.
A good presser, Hood, big leg, Richie.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't say anything about high grade unless it's 8.0 or above.
Wow.
On vintage, not on modern. I'm talking vintage.
Like
when I
Silver
say
Age?
vintage, I mean silver, bronze, and probably the first half of copper. Okay.
Really?
I mean, all of copper's considered vintage now. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to put high grade on anything that is below 8.0. If something's 7.5, I'm not putting high grade. I will put higher middle grade. Okay.
Yeah.
Or if it's 6.5, I'll say solid middle grade.
Yeah, I mean, not like I wouldn't put that in my listing that it's a high grade or whatever at a 6.0 or above.
Oh no,
But
I'm not saying literally. I'm just saying in my mind.
Oh, okay.
And or listing.
That's the banker experience, you know. He knows that 8.0 is good.
Yeah, I wish banking had something to do with comics, but
it'd be Barbarian says on Silver Age I go 7.0 and up.
Okay, that's not bad. Yeah. I mean, hey, you know, that's your prerogative. I mean, that's just me. I think it's maybe has to do with something with me pressing books. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Ever since I've been pressing for a long time. I mean, for pressing standards, because you know a lot of people didn't even want to go public about it for a long time,
right?
And I think when I got to about the 3-year point, so I pressed like my almost my 600th book. That's when I started going, okay, I'm going to grade more strict. So many things started. I became very picky on certain stuff. So maybe that's just me, Aaron. So I'm not saying that you're wrong or anything, but that's just me. All right, let's move on to number 1, and then we'll move on to the last half of the show, or the last, I should say, third of the show. Number 1 book on Buy the Dip, episode 12. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you subscribe, like this comment, and don't forget to leave like this content, and make sure you leave a comment in the comment section. And you're subscribed. Make sure so we can put you in the raffle next week. This time next week on Spec Media YouTube channel. Number 1. Buy the Dip book that's on the low that you might want to consider. We have Incredible Hulk number 340. This is the regular cover, direct edition, specifically in the CGC 9A. So we're looking at as you cut is a classic Hulk versus Wolverine battle in the guts, and or on the cover, I guess you could say. Classic, and some will say iconic now because this cover's been homaged so many times. Todd McFarlane cover art. There we go. There's our iconic sign. Shout out to Tales of the Flip Side, our dealer flip side, baby. Remember that, Aaron? God, I miss those days. And
I still have that sign too.
Ooh, yeah. Miss those guys. Shout out to Tales of the Flip Side. Make sure you subscribe to their channel. Good guys over there. That's where me and Aaron came up on. But all right, so we're looking at a CGC 9.8 in Incredible Hulk 340, January 2023 throughout the around, I think it was like maybe a week after 4th of July of last year. A CGC 9.8 fair market value was at or about $1,723. There was a high sale of $3,612. Okay. Now I'm looking at this January throughout this year, throughout this month, a CGC 9.8 fair market value now at or about $1,124, down average fair market value at or about 35% dip. What the hell? What's going on here, guys? And what do you think?
There were so many copies that came back from the CGC signing with Todd McFarlane. Like, I thought the prices would like for sure tank or whatever, but like people that didn't get into the signing or whatever like had to buy 9.8s, right? So I definitely saw an increase in prices or whatever, and I was like kind of like, when is it gonna drop? Like, because it's gonna eventually drop. Where there's so many signatures out there and so many like getting back the books that it's got like it's gonna outweigh the demand in my mind. And then
Yeah,
it doesn't really surprise me that that this book has dipped.
You know, Wilbur makes a good comment before we get to Ronnie's analysis, but Wilbur says these 340s tend to spike when there's a McFarlane signing coming up. Yeah, I noticed that. So when I was looking at the data today, this morning, Wilbur, I noticed the peaks and valleys, and I lined them up to the Todd McFarlane CGC signings. They're right at or about. So shout out to Wilbur for that. Good call on that one. Awesome Sauce Radio Adam says one of the top 5 Wolverine books of all time. And Cosmic One, what up, man? Thank you for joining us. If you don't have it now, now's the time. Get it while you can at this price. Great pick. All right. Thank you. Appreciate that, Cosmic One. What do you think, Ronnie?
It's an iconic book. I mean, Adam's right. I mean, you're right. If you don't have this, buy it. Before you end the show, because I appreciate you all so much, if you want to do a little raffle, I'll send 3 soft slabs from Collect Forever to someone in the chat just for allowing me to be on the show. You can tell me if you like Marvel, DC. I'll send 3 soft slabs.
Hey, man. Yeah, let's do it towards the end. Let's do our pickups, and then whoever hangs out, we'll do a raffle. Did you want to show what you're talking about raffling? And we could also raffle them next week if you want. You can come on the show next week if you want. But we could do it tonight if you want. I just have to pull up the randomizer and enter the names that are in the chat. I noticed when you mentioned the giveaway that the viewers went from 20 to 26. So
I'll do 5. I'll do 5 next week. And here's the deal. If you're at 1,000 subs, I will do 5 raffles next week of 5 books.
Oh, I'm not going to get to 1,000 by Monday. I wish.
Collect Forever. If you don't know anything about it, I mean, it's part of Upper Deck or whatever. They put everything in a little soft slab. So they come pretty good. So people like you can crack them, send them to CGC and, get a good grade.
Yeah.
They don't charge extra for them. So.
All right. Well, let's get into pickups and then let's feel the show out. And then why don't we do this, Ronnie? Why don't we gear it towards next Monday? Because Aaron, it's getting a little late. It's already almost 12:15 a.m. over on the East Coast.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so I appreciate it. Don't hate me, guys. It just takes a while to get that randomizer, and I got to get all those names in there. I don't want this show to go 2 hours long, but make sure you're tuned in next Monday because you're going to show up, Ronnie, next Monday.
Yeah, here's one thing I'll send. Everybody's been wanting this. I'll show you.
Okay.
First comic book Overstreet guide.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
Week.
Where'd you get that? How'd you find that?
I found that at a coin shop, and it cost me 50 cents.
Wow. It cost you 50 cents? Wow.
I was in there looking at some silver coins and stuff and got it for 50 cents. So,
yeah, Wilbur says solid idea. Let's add it to the 800 sub raffle. Okay, so just one more time, guys. If you guys are not aware, Aaron and I are going to have an 800. We're thanking you guys for getting us to 800. I don't want to have a giveaway and then ask you guys to get me there. We want to thank you guys for getting us there already. So thank you guys for getting us. So we crushed the 800 threshold. We're giving away 2 things. Plus Ronnie's going to show up next Monday. He's going to give away a few things as well, which we'll talk about in a second. But we're going to give away these 2 beautiful Art Adams. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, Arthur Adams, 1 in 25s. They're mutant books. One is X-Men Hellfire Gala, and the other one is X-Men 12. It's got Rogue and what's her name? White Queen or whatever her name. I can't remember her name, but Yeah, and then we have
Emma Frost.
Emma Frost. Yeah, Emma Frost. I always get her mixed up with the White King. I don't know why. But then we have this beautiful, for all my card people, LeBron James 2022-2023 Monopoly, Black Monopoly SSP, super short print insert. And it's in really good shape. I highly suggest probably grading it. And then Ronnie is going to go ahead and add some, like Wilbert was suggesting, to the giveaway next week, which we thank you, Ronnie. You don't have to do that, but if you're going, we appreciate you, brother.
I'll go ahead and send them out to you this week. That way you'll have them.
All right.
Bobby Witt rookie card. I just bought a bunch of those, so I'll throw in a Bobby Witt to give you a card, guys.
Oh, that's nice. Awesome, go ahead, Ronnie. Sorry.
Bobby Witt Jr. I just wanted to make sure people don't think it's just Bobby Witt.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Awesome Sauce Radio. He says, have a great night. Have a blessed week. Thank you for all the good wishes and the prayers. Thank you guys for being my family. Love you guys. Love you too, brother. Thank you for joining us. I hope you get better. I had COVID November of 2022. I was sick for 22 days and I had the shot, both shots, Pfizer's and a booster. And I thought I was going to die. So I know what you're going through. So take care. Make sure you drink a lot of fluids. Barbarian Kung Fu says, gotta love a good come up. Okay. Thank you, Barbarian. Appreciate you. We're going to do, because of that, we're going to have the 3 raffles. Thank you, Ronnie, for that. And Awesome Sauce says, I know I have the Taylor Swift song. I'm going to get a Dazzler costume and a stripper, Richie. I'm going to be making a video, Taylor Swift left ass spectacular just for you. It's going to be amazing, sir. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate you. Get well. Drink lots of liquid, brother. And then Barbarian Kung Fu says, Art Adams goodness. So, all right. Who's first? We'll go with Ronnie. You got pickups?
Give me just a second. And
okay, we'll have Aaron go first. All right. So let's move him over here. Go ahead, Aaron.
All right, so I don't have too much because I just got a bunch of stuff graded from PSA. But when I saw this, I could not pass up on it. I picked up 2 copies of the Adam Hughes Elvira meets HP Lovecraft #1. These are the Virgin variants. So I heard the medals came damaged.
No way.
Oh, like there was a bunch of and they're not going to reprint anymore. Like I heard all the Virgin copies came like minty, but then like some of the metal covers showed up like dented or something like that.
Really?
Or there was an issue with that, so they're not reprinting them or anything like that. So if you ordered the metal copies, check your email. So
anything else, Aaron? You have an unboxing, right?
That was it.
That was the unboxing? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I opened it because I want to flash my address. So or their address either.
Cool.
Yeah.
Ronnie, you're up.
All right. I just got some books in from Collect Forever. So if you like any of these, I can put them in the raffle. The first one I got is a good foil. I know this camera is horrible, but that's the Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that's nice. You sound good actually, and it's working fine.
Then I got, because they're about a month behind on their sending, the Thanos.
So those are graded?
You can see they're just soft slabbed with all the information.
Oh, I've never seen those.
Yeah, they don't charge you more. Just got the Batman.
Okay.
I got like 30 of them. So
nice.
Cool ones. There's the Ultimate.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, that's sick. And then let's see, the new Harley.
Nice.
Very nice. They got like in perfect. Then that Harley came at the same time.
Yeah.
And they give you ratios and stuff. It's like a lottery thing, kind of. They give you ratios. I just got a few more here. Got that's the 10th anniversary. Darth Vader.
Wow, that's sick.
Yeah, so let's see. Here's the one I really like, this Poison Ivy foil.
Nice.
Just a couple more here. The Zod.
Wow, I love Zod.
The She-Hulk, I like this one. I thought this was a pretty cool cover. Number 5.
Yeah. Was that the Bartel cover?
Let's see. It'll say at the top. Let's see. It is. Yep, the Bartel.
Nice.
See, I wouldn't know and I really like this. I thought that was cool.
Cool.
And the Star Wars people, of course,
Star Wars people.
are a pretty cool deal. And I think the last one I got this week. Oh yeah, the World's Finest Teen Titans.
Honestly, when you started showing those, I thought they were freaking those 3-packs from Walmart.
No,
At first.
these are like there's another Dark Droid.
Dark Droids. Yeah.
So anyway, like over the last year, I buy it. They only have Marvel and DC, and like every so many, you get a ratio.
No.
So honestly, I'm buying about 300 books a month from them. They're in slabs, and I just think they'll be good for shipping because they won't be so messed up and stuff. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ronnie. Appreciate you, brother. So I'm gonna go ahead and show these until we can get out of here. I feel really, I always feel really guilty, Aaron, when I keep you.
Yeah,
I do. Okay, and he's such a good sport.
I'm still gonna be up anyway, so it's all right.
You're such a good friend. Such a good friend. I mean, this guy has been so good to me. So,
like, I didn't go to work today. I slept all day. So,
all right. So I went and got a pizza for me and my dad yesterday, and just didn't feel like making dinner or anything Sunday. And the place I went to, I usually go to this pizza place over in Huntington Beach. It's on Magnolia and Garfield. If you guys are from Orange County, it's the best pizza in Huntington Beach, bar none. It's called Joey's Pizza. Shout out to them. I used to work there when I was a senior in high school throughout college. So long story short, it's next door to a giant secondhand store that's about the size of a Best Buy. And they had probably 500 to 600 DC. They're all modern comics, though. That was the problem. And a lot of them, I'd say 90% of them were trash, maybe more. Well, I did find these, and they were all in really good condition. DCU variants. These were all $1.99 a piece.
Wow.
Yep.
I mean, the guy said 25 minutes for the pizza. I went through those as fast as I could and grabbed these. I think there was maybe a couple more, but I was taking too much time. And then there was one other one.
Which really means he was hungry.
Yeah, I was starving. This is the other one.
Wow.
So, yeah. You guys remember the DK, the Dark Knight 3 Master Race? Frank Miller, I believe Jim Lee. It was like Kubert 2, but these were all the variants because I have that entire run.
Wow.
And they're all the A covers. I don't have any of the variants. These were all variants. I left some there. I'm thinking about going back, but some of them are ratio. Some of them are con exclusives. So there's this one. This is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Borderlines Comics and Games Comic-Con exclusive. San Diego Comic-Con.
Man, issue 1 had so many covers to it, though. It's hard to keep up.
That's not San Diego. That must be South Carolina Comic-Con. What's SC Comic-Con?
Yeah, that's South Carolina.
South Carolina Comic-Con. So there's one. I don't know. I haven't looked any of these up because it was just yesterday. Here's another one, and this is the best condition I could find. Some of them are, I mean, they're not 9.8.
Frank Miller. That's a Frank Miller.
That's a Frank Miller? Okay, good.
Yeah, that's like a 1 in... Is that the 1 in 50 or 1 in 100?
It says there's a 5 in the middle of the barcode, so that's A, B, C, D. That's covered E. So, nice. That's when Frank Miller was actually doing some good work.
Yeah,
nice.
That's my favorite color cover of all time. To be honest.
What issue was that? Was that 4?
That was
3.
Issue 3.
Okay.
I like it. Nice.
Frank Miller cover of all time.
Yeah, that's a 1 in 100. That's a 1 in 100.
Here's the down part on this one. This one was actually $2.99. It has this on the back, but I can remove those. So, and then here's this other one. This is cover. I don't remember what cover this is, but here's another one. This is for the first issue. This says Dragon's Lair exclusive variant cover. I don't know what that is, if it's a con exclusive or just a store variant.
Oh, Dragon Lair, that's a store.
And then here is my favorite one, actually, of the bunch. This is a convention exclusive by Raphael Albuquerque. This is for issue 5. I like that one a lot.
Wow.
And did I show this one already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there's that. Oh, and then there was about 3 Marvel comics there. And this was one of the Marvel comics. And I put it in a bag and board because I knew this comic because it was on the Hot 10 with, you remember this one?
Oh yeah, that one's cool.
Mystique is copying the face of,
Y-
and then
y-
all the faces that she's,
yeah, that's like a 1 in 25, right, or something like that.
It's covered B. I think it's open to order, actually.
It was
I don't know. I could be
okay.
wrong. I don't know.
I don't remember. I just remember it having a nice price tag to it.
Okay, so before I get into my unboxing, so guy I'm currently I just started training again Muay Thai, and one of my best friends, I've been friends with this guy since we were young, and we just reconnected, and I'm very happy. I've been in a very good mood because of it, because he's like my brother. And so now I train with him a couple days a week, and whatchamacallit, he won the belt for the WEC in the lightweight division, and the WEC was owned by the UFC. So I was talking to him and saying, hey, you better be in the UFC Hall of Fame, because there's guys from the WEC that are going in the UFC Hall of Fame right now. And I was on Amazon as I was talking to him. We were chatting on on Instagram, and I just looked up his name on Amazon, and I found his rookie card, and I found 4 of them, Topps rookie cards, main event, Rob McCullough's, and they're all like refractor, like rainbow refractors.
Wow.
That is my longtime, one of my best friends right there. And here's the back.
That's a good friend to have.
Yeah, and I sent the cards to him, and there was actually signed ones too. I sent the cards to him, and I said, "There's 4 of them. They're all in really good condition." And I said, "Man, have you seen these before?" He goes, "Yeah, I remember. I had to sign some of those too." And then there was a belt there, and and the belt was like $115, and I was thinking about buying it, but and then having him sign it and stuff. And he's like, "You know that belt's a fake, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, of course." And he's like, started laughing, and I go, "Man, can't believe one of my friends has a top." He says even Topps right there. It says Topps on the, see that Topps. And one of my best friends has a freaking has a Topps card. It's like surreal. It was really cool. I didn't want to fanboy on him, so it was funny. But anyways, yeah, I'm really stoked about these. They're in great condition. These were $1 a piece too. So all right. And then last but not least, I was telling you guys, like most of the chat knows, that the panel knows, when you guys go on online retailer sites and you're looking for a book and you can't find it, especially back issues, make sure you're signed in and make sure you hit that want list, because a lot of times these online retailers, they get so many books and collections that they sometimes don't have the time to look them all up. They just list them. Okay. And I got this book for ridiculous cheap from Midtown. Ridiculous. And I cannot believe it. And as soon as I saw it, and they gave it, I haven't seen the grade yet, but they have the grade as very fine. And I don't know if you've ever got back issues from Midtown, but they're similar to like my comic shop. They do a lot of undergrading. I don't think it's undergrading. I just think it's just they get so much stuff that they just, you know what I mean? They got to move.
Oh, they just kind of like, oh, put whatever stickers closest to them. Like if they're out of near mint, stickers is used very fine.
I've been looking for this book for so long in a good grade that the spine wasn't crushed. I've been looking for this book since 2017. And look at this.
Oh wow!
This was shipped 47 and change shipped. It was
That's
also
amazing.
there was also a discount on it. I think it was like 20% off. So giant size chillers. This is your first appearance of Lilith. And there she is on the cover. Lilith directed. This is her first full appearance. She actually makes a cameo in a magazine size book. They don't really announce it. You have to find her. But if you go to fandom, it's actually in pretty decent shape. I don't know if I'd give it a very fine by looking at the spine, but it is a square bound, and it's not crushed, and there's no spine split, 1-inch spine split, which is a really good sign. So
Nice.
I'll be able to work on this baby. There's no 9/8 going to be given, but I can totally see this thing getting graded after I work on it about a 9.2. So, yep. And that's it.
Awesome.
Hey, Richie, I know you're a card fan, you and Yee. My roommate that I moved in with 6 months ago, he used to coach Jackson Holiday. He was on the team with his son for 3 years.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
I had fun this year watching because all the reports are coming out. It's a holiday in Clearwater, you know, all the spring ball down here in Florida and stuff. That was really cool because I didn't know it at first. You know, I got back into cards about 6 months ago, and he said, "You better get Jackson Holiday." I said, "Who's that?"
That's Matt Holiday's son. Isn't there another brother too? Isn't there another brother? Because I thought I thought there was a patch with all 3 of them.
His brother may be better than him, supposedly, is what I'm being told.
Oh, you mean Jackson Holiday, like these cards?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
yeah, I have a lot of ones. If you like Jackson, we can.
Yeah, so I have a Sapphire in his refractor right now. His refractor is a PSA 10. I bought that raw, and then I have a Sapphire 9. I think I bought that graded.
Wow.
Yeah.
Causing One says my comic shop most of the time undergrades comics. Yeah, totally agree, especially on moderns. But I've gotten a few where I was like, "What are you, ridiculous?" I always get hunt Mark Jewelers online. Like I always hunt Mark Jewelers. It's impossible to find a Mark Jewelers unless it has that star on the cover, right? But a lot of them don't. So I sometimes will ask a seller, "Hey, can I see the top? Can you? I know this is a weird question, but can I see the top edge of where the interior pages are?" And then that's kind of like a Russian roulette because when they take that picture and they mess around, they see that insert and they haven't seen it. You know what I mean? So not even key issues. I just like Mark Jewelers a lot. But yeah, that's a good point, Wilbur. Yeah, this thing is actually for a square bound is actually in really good shape. I'm actually surprised. I don't know if I would give it right now an 8.0 the way it is right now, but after a press, after I work on it, I definitely will. I can see this thing getting up to a 9.2. So pretty excited about that. Righteous Flipper says that's a good pickup. Lil has potential. Totally agree. Totally agree. All the horror is underrated, and then everyone will be looking for them in the future. Appreciate that. Yes, I 100% agree. Joe, what up, man? I need to grade some cards. Tell me about it. Look at all those top loaders all on the shelf. Those are all cards I've already listed that have to go to PSA. And by the way, I sold my Julio card today on eBay.
The Julio auto?
Yes.
Really?
Wait, did you have the blue, right?
I had the blue auto refractor of number to 150. It's a bookend 150 of 150.
Oh, nice. So the
it's
eBay 101.
Yeah, the 101 match. It's actually a variation. You know, it's funny. I've been getting because that card's dropped so much, but there's just not a lot of listings of that card because most of them are that blue wave, and the highest offer I've gotten on that card in the last, like I'd say since baseball season was like I think like $800. This guy, he contacted me. He wanted to know if there was scratches, print lines, whatever. And I was going through all my stuff with Frankie. I didn't see his message. And then I saw his message on Friday after the Hot 10. I got back to him. I said, "I'm sorry. Yes, this thing has a print line. It does have a print line. It's, you know, you can see it on the photo." And he goes, "Okay." And then I didn't hear from him 2 days. And all of a sudden he got back to me and he says, "Okay, I just sent you an offer. Didn't get the offer. I don't know why I'm not getting his notifications." And I see the offer and I'm like, "Whoa, $1,050. I'll take that." So, I don't know if he has a way to get rid of print lines or he's just a Julio lover. So I'm going to throw some Julio Rodriguez rookie card base in there for him. I usually do that for buyers, but I just want to let you guys know that I'm pretty excited. But anything else, guys, before we get going?
No, I'm just thankful you let me speak to you all. This has been fun. Real honor. First time on you. So this is great.
First of many.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
it.
Aaron, you got anything going on besides Wednesday?
Long story short, on Thursday, Hot 10 on Friday.
Where can they find you on Long Story Short, and what YouTube channel is that on, and what time?
That's on Nearing Nirvana. We go live on Thursdays at 10:05 p.m. Eastern, I think is the time we go. Sounds right.
Great show. Awesome show.
Week besides the top 10, you know.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
one of my
appreciate it.
favorites.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that show has grown a lot. I mean, we technically started that show on as our round that used to be a roundtable discussion for Modern Playbook.
Oh
And
yeah.
then we all stopped doing a show on Flipside, and we weren't doing anything for a while. We were talking about starting our own channel for a minute, and then what happened? It kind of happened organically. Laura had Long Short on with Joe, and then I got invited to that panel at some point in time, and then that's when the discussion started happening of doing Long Story Short. So
yeah. I learned
Right on.
and now Mercanaut's doing one with Long Story Short. You
yeah.
know, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Mercenaut's been doing the show YouTube forever. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, he has almost 6,000 subs. He's been doing comic book pickups for years.
For like 10 years plus.
He's got a new show on Sunday nights. It's kind of like what Ben does with Ghost Books, but it's more of like when a sale pops out to him, and these books are usually not your most common books, and it's called Hot Box Alert. Hot Box Alert.
I 5 long short the last few weeks that he started. Because the first night he was like, I don't know if I can do the controls. We need ye.
Yeah. No, it's actually called Hot Book Alert, but he was spelling it Hot Box Alert, and he did it. I think he did it on the pilot episode, episode 0, and the first one. And I think Long Short told him, "Hey, man, it says Hot Box Alert instead of Book Alert." And then Mercenaut went and reposted that on his IG, and I thought it was hilarious. It was such good humor. So shout out to them. That's on Sunday nights. And then if I probably won't be on Wednesday because I'm going to be training. I'm training tomorrow and Wednesday, but I will be on the Hot 10 on Friday, and I will be jumping on Modern Comic Mayhem on Saturday, at least for an hour. So,
but that's kind of a catchy name too, Hot Box Work.
I love it.
Like all they need is a squeaky chicken now. Like anytime they're talking about a different book, and then they can just box the chicken.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Thank you guys for me, Aaron, and Ronnie. Make sure you guys are following Ronnie on Whatnot. Ronnie's going to be back here next Monday as a guest host, and we're going to be doing our subscriber giveaway. We're actually going to be raffling off 3 different raffles, and Ronnie's going to be giving us his own prizes. We'll go ahead and announce that probably on the community tab during this week. I'll implement it to the announcement on the community tabs once he figures out what he wants to give away. So without further ado, toodaloo.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye.